That the other boy vocalized, that I am going to stab you. A law has been broken to the extent if they're going to press charges or not.
So hard. It's so hard to watch your kids hurt themselves, and it's so hard to watch like other people hurt your kids too.
Yeah, run that back turbo. Choppers on deck, everything is on demand. You wanna check, first you gotta have a plan.
Good morning. So, I'm coming to you with water in my eyes. You know why? Because I'm a hurt mama. Let's talk. Let's be real. I deal with so much. I do. I deal with so much on a day-to-day basis. I do. And, this is really for me more than for you guys. I want you to understand it. That's the only reason why I picked this camera up and everything. I'm emotional right now because of what I'm going through with my kids. I'm emotional because it's taking so long for me to get answers, and it's just a lot, so I'm a big crybaby when I want to fight somebody and I want to hurt somebody. I literally am. The top things that are on my mind right now is my son and my other son, my two oldest babies. So I got Makai, who I am just having really bad behavioral issues with. He is just really doing the most. And, I know my son hits himself. He does it. He does it when he's mad. He gets mad and he, attacks himself. But it seems like it's gradually getting worse. He doesn't understand, what he's doing. It's hurting mommy, but it should be hurting him, but it's not. I have a video. Of course I have a video of when the kids were making him mad, and it was not even something so serious, and he beat himself in the head over and over and over. So hard. It's so hard to watch your kids hurt themselves, and it's so hard to watch other people hurt your kids too. And I hate this. I hate this side of parenting. I hate it. Because as a mom, you just want to swoop in and just save the day and make sure everything is great for your kids. But in reality, you can't just make everything okay. Big crybaby today. Okay. So there was a huge incident at school yesterday where I'm going to insert the clip right now just so you guys can kind of see where I was at yesterday, because I wasn't vlogging yesterday, but I did pick up to kind of inform you what was happening. So check this clip out. So this is my day off. I haven't been vlogging at all today, and I don't plan on vlogging. But it's always the days that I don't vlog that things happen. So I like to document everything, and I am going to share with you guys what happened. Sitting here about an hour ago, I get a phone call from the middle school, and they're like, hey, we have your son Malik here in the nurse's office. And apparently he had a stab wound to his leg from a pencil. When my kid got on the phone, he legit said, mommy, I bumped into this kid. I apologize. But he wouldn't let it go. So he started kicking me. So I kicked him back. He kicked me again, and I kicked him back. And then he got up and he stabbed me with a pencil and walked away. I'm so heated right now. I'm to the point where I want to snap necks. I'm so heated right now. I am so heated right now. I've already left a message for the assistant principal. I have called the school back to speak to the actual principal. Everybody's doing dismissals right now, so they claim that they're going to call me back. This is an assault. Okay, this is a freaking assault. I will put your child in jail. You want to, like, okay, if I can't talk to your mother and we can't see eye to eye because the way you're raising your child right now, he's going down the wrong path, honey. Get mad at another student and just go and harm another child just because of something so simple. That says, one, a lot about the things that's going on in your home. And secondly, you're not a good parent. Thirdly, I don't play that shit. You're not finna stab my child and think you can just walk away and get away with it. Like, if he don't want to defend himself, okay, cool. Guess what? Until I lose every ounce of breath in my body, I will. I'm going to do what I have to do to make sure that my kids are well protected. Where do you get this thinking from? I am not like this. Your father's not like this. Jamal used to get in fights every week in school. Jamal used to get into about 5 to 6 fights a week. So it would win them all. No matter how big, how small, whatever. I'm a beast when it comes to anything that I do. I'm a freaking beast. I don't let anybody talk to me any kind of way. And if you bold enough, say it in my face. Say it in my face. Don't say it behind the camera. Don't say it, over a text message. Don't say it over the phone. Say it to my face. Say it to my face. I've always taught my children to stand up for themselves. And it's just like, they just don't get it. Like, they just don't. You want to act so bold in the house, but want to act so differently outside when it's needed. You know what I mean? So, yeah. So, I'm just, I'm still processing all of this. But I've been on the phone since this morning, since 7:15 this morning, talking to the principals, talking to everybody, because it's one of two things that's about to happen. I'm either about to press charges against your child, or either secondly, I'm removing him from the school, or I'm doing both. Whatever. Like, I'm so over this. I'm over it. I'm over it. You're not about to make my child like a straight up punching bag or whatever the hell. Like, you just want to pick on him. And I understand, like, okay, a part of me feels like I'm babying him by snatching him out of school. That's where I'm struggling the most with. I feel like I'm babying him by pulling him out of the school. But at the end of the day, if he's not going to stand up and fight for himself, or to, if there's too many kids picking on him or whatever the case may be, I'm going to be there. And I'm going to make sure that, it's not a situation like that. I'm going to make sure that he's protected in any way possible. Like, that's what a mom does. I don't understand these other parents right now. Like, what kind of serial killers are you raising? A kid bumps into you and you stab them. Like, I can't get over one thing without coming into something else. And then this principal, okay? Let's talk about this principal. Hey, so does he know the kids that he's getting into fights with? Did it stem from his last school? Did it come over into this new school year? No. My son has told me that he doesn't know any of these kids. They did not go to his last year 5th grade class. They didn't go to school. He never ran into them. He doesn't know anything about them. So, yes. He's just trying to make it seem like it's everything besides what it is. And I'm like, my kid is only like 60 pounds. He's like the smallest little freaking 6th grader possible. Like, I'm sure he's the smallest 6th grader in your school. He doesn't go around bullying. He doesn't go around talking junk to people. He doesn't start fights. He doesn't do any of that stuff. So, I'm just like really to my wit's end right now. And I'm kind of like, I'm really upset. Like, so either they need to call me back, or I'm going to be up at that school first thing in the morning. I will. And I'm so lucky right now because the family that I nanny for, she just wrote me the longest, sweetest message in the world. I'm going to read it to you guys because this really touched me. She said, Megan told me about your struggles today. I'm sorry. I wish I had words of wisdom to help. You're a good mom. You come from a stock of women who made real choices. Women who stood tall and owned those choices. If there's anything that we can do to support you and your husband, heck, your whole family, let us know. Really, I'm not being polite. Raising humans to become good, solid citizens is a job that you and your husband don't have to do alone. Tap into your support network. So that's what I'm doing. Like, and I appreciate every single word, honey, every single word. And people come in our lives for a reason, you know. You never know. You never know why you meet people, why you met someone, why your day went the way that it went. You never know. So, most of y'all will probably be like, really, you want to press charges against a kid? But yeah, here's what I want you to realize. If your parents are not going to teach you right from wrong, I will teach you right from wrong. And if your mom or your dad doesn't want to help you through those, I'm going to help you. And I'm going to help you going this route. It's help. It may look like it's not help, but it is help. Because I'm saving you from being in 8th grade and actually bringing a gun or a knife to school and actually stabbing a student. Because if you learn from your smallest mistakes, maybe it'll stop you from going to the bigger mistakes in the future. You don't need to do that. All kids, I don't understand why we can't like uplift each other. Why y'all always got to be so snotty. You always want to be better than one child or whatever the case may be. It starts at home. And if you are a parent watching this video and you have one of these kids that I'm talking about, I blame you. I don't blame your kid. I blame you. Kids learn from us. And I've had enough. If you ain't gonna step down and be a real parent and show your child right from wrong, to learn, to stay out of trouble, how to treat humans, you're not always gonna agree with one another, but that doesn't mean you have to put your hands on somebody. And if you're putting your hands on my kid and you come across me and my child, just know this mama do not play. I don't play, not one bit. And I will not stop until I'm satisfied. That was my emotional rant that I had to get out. I had to get that out, guys, because it's eating me up inside. And, yeah. I'm going to let y'all know what happens. This is me trying to be cool. I'm trying to be calm. Because y'all don't want to get me crazy. You don't want to see me. You don't want to see me. Don't see me.
He was helping you. He said no. He says, I know Malik was doing it to me on purpose because he was laughing about it. And that's how I know it was very intentional on his part. Now, the second accidentally comes into play this way. So I shared, where Malik said the word accidentally. Well, now comes in Kamari. Now, Kamari also comes back and says, I accidentally forgot that there was a pencil in my hand and I stabbed him with it. So he does come out and tell me that, yes, I did. I stabbed him with the pencil because I was mad at him because he did not stop listening to me when I asked him to, stop hitting me in the knee. He then did go on and say, when I asked him, I said, did anybody ever ask the teacher for help, when he was hitting you in the leg, that sort of thing. But neither of the boys, ever sought the assistance of the teacher to get the other one, to stop hitting or kicking. Okay? He also shared with me that this other young man, a witness to this all, saw what happened. So I also pulled the witness in, and I also talked to him just to find out, okay, what did you see?
Right.
Whose story is matching up here? Now, the witness basically said Malik was the one who was at the fault. He said Malik was, in fact, moving his legs, hitting not only this boy Kamari, but he said Malik was also hitting me with his leg, bothering me. And he said he actually did it 3 times. that he kept banging into me. He said we were both telling him to stop, but he did not stop hitting us in the leg. He then did say that, the other man, Kamari, was mad, in fact. He did say that the other boy vocalized, that I am going to stab you with the pencil. At which point Malik said, no, don't do that. But then, unfortunately, he did go ahead and stab him with the pencil in his leg.
Now, I understand all of that, and I get it, and I understand he can be annoying and all of that, but it still does not sit right with me that a child would go to that extent to get him to stop. Or to get, not to involve a teacher and not to do, just literally out threaten, I'm going to stab you with a pencil, and then do it. Not only threaten, but act on that.
Yeah, I agree. I think the kid, was getting pretty frustrated. Hearing you say, yes, Malik was probably being annoying with what he was doing. Should the young man have stabbed him with his pencil? No, he shouldn't have stabbed him with a pencil. In a perfect situation, he would have, like he did, asked him to stop, which he did. At which point, if it did not stop, then he should have sought the assistance of his teacher, right? Let the teacher know, hey, this boy's hitting me, or just make, what I call a strong choice and just get up and move away from the kid. But unfortunately, he did not do that. And at which point, he did go ahead and, struck him with his pencil.
Is there any way that I can get in contact with the child's parents?
So what I can do is this. I still am needing to call his parents and relay their son's involvement. Okay, you're the first one that I'm calling.
Gotcha.
In terms of talking about consequences, follow up to what had it happened. I can ask his parents, Kamari's parents, if they would be willing for me to give them your phone number. If they're willing, obviously I can't make them talk to you, that sort of thing. But if you're willing for me to share your phone number with them, so that way if they want to give you a call to talk, through this as parents, I am more than happy to relay that. I'm sorry about that.
No problem. No, you're more than welcome to give them my telephone number. Like I said, it's still an offense no matter how much you look at it. And I teach my kids on a day-to-day basis, don't put your hands on other people. Don't do this and that. And I understand, okay, for one, Malik has ADHD. I understand the annoyance behind it because I have a child that has autism and I have a child with ADHD. And both of them can be annoying to their other siblings sometimes. So I understand that. But still, with that being said, I don't appreciate any wounds inflicted on my child just because of the annoyance behind it. So if I can talk to the parent, because I would rather me talk to the parent and stop their child in the future doing something way worse than it escalating and getting out of hand right now. And, me calling the cops and trying to do something, because it could be an easy warning, but I have a feeling that this child would do something extreme in like 8th grade, 9th grade, 10th grade. I don't want that to happen.
No, sure. I fully understand that. And know that, as soon as I get off the phone with you, I'm going to go ahead and give Kamari's parents a call as well. For what it's worth, I don't know the young man. This is my first interaction with him. He has not been on my radar in terms of a student that gets in trouble for disciplinary matters. That's all, I can really mention in regards to, keeping his information private. I only share that with you to say, hearing that you're concerned that maybe he would continue to do things. Obviously I can't predict the future, but I wanted you to also know that, from what I gather, much like your son, he seemed very forthcoming to me. I think, there's some patching up and healing and some mediation that we can possibly do between the two kids. Maybe I could have my counselors talk to them just to make sure that, in terms of any ongoing conflict that, they may feel toward each other, or even just reassigning them seats in the music room. So that way, they're just, not in the, they don't have the opportunity to sit with each other, I could obviously go ahead and do that as well.
Yeah, I'd appreciate that. I just don't want it to be a situation like if there is one more thing that happens, like I'm legit pulling him out of this school. And I just moved here and it's really making me uneasy with all of these different situations. So, if you can try to like stop it or have anything escalating from this point on, I'd appreciate it.
Yeah. I do feel like there needs to be some sort of consequence handed down to both of the boys, though, for just, the disruption that it caused in the learning environment. Obviously, they both admitted that, they were doing things. They both did something that, really should have something, at the middle school level. They're in 6th grade. They know better. Just the fact that both of the kids were kicking each other back and forth in class, that can't happen. As a middle school principal, I'm trying to set the tone to make sure that, that kind of nonsense, and I hear what you're saying too, as a mom, you respect the fact that, we're trying to get some sort of law and order established here so that way it's a safe environment for everybody.
Right, because I don't want to come up to the school if somebody is going to literally stab my child again and then threaten and then come through with the threat.
Yeah.
So I will literally be up at that school the very next time that something like that happens, and I'm trying to avoid that.
Yeah, and I'm trying to go through my mind, sometimes I have clear ideas in terms of what I want to have happen, in terms of, consequences. What I tend to lean on more, Mrs. Anderson, is I like to do a lot more community-based volunteering, that sort of thing, with the idea that, you hurt another member of our community by your actions, by, hitting, kicking, whatever you were doing. And the way that we're going to make amends to that is, one, I need you guys to apologize to each other. We're going to shake hands like men. But then at the same time, you also took away from our community because you hurt another member in it. Therefore, to me, a natural consequence would look like, I want you to do something positive back for our school through a community service project. Are you okay if I have him do a community service project here at the school? And what I'm thinking is sometimes I'll get kids, to clean tables after cafeteria lunch shift. I know my counselors have things that they're trying to cut out in terms of, a citizenship mural that we're trying to make that has feathers. Sometimes I give kids, a broom and I have them, sweep up, some of the paper that gets into the hallways, that sort of thing. That's the direction that I'm leaning towards in terms of, when I'm sharing community service.
Got you. So you're trying to give them equal punishment for this whole thing. Is that what?
Yeah, I don't want to suspend him. This is my first interaction. I heard you say he was suspended before.
Correct.
Right? I mean, he very easily, in other circumstances could be suspended for this. No doubt, at the middle school level for just kicking back and forth in class. But I want to try not to do the suspension route. If you think the suspension out of school is going to, send a stronger message to Malik, especially if you know of him to do some things that annoy kids, if that's going to send a stronger message, then I can certainly meet you there and do an out-of-school suspension tomorrow if you think that's going to be better.
No, that's not where I'm going. I don't know. As a parent, I feel like this other kid is getting a little bit of a slap and they're getting treated the same. I teach my kids differently. You can't just go around threatening kids and then acting upon it. So I don't feel like my child should be suspended. I don't care if he was sitting there opening his legs and closing them and opening and closing them or whatever. But at the end of the day, it still doesn't give the other kid the right to threaten my child and then poke a hole in his body.
You're right. And I just want to be very clear, too, that, I'm only talking about what Malik's consequence is. I'm not sharing what I'm going to do because it wouldn't be appropriate for me to share what I'm going to do for the other boy for his consequence. I need to work that out with his parents.
Right. Okay.
I will also share with you, too, just so you know as well, I did know that you were concerned that this was assault, right? Those sort of things, and wanting to see if police should be involved with this. I did go ahead and I think I shared with you this morning that we do have a school resource officer that is full-time on site here.
Right.
I have gone ahead and shared all of the information with him as I just shared with you. Okay. Obviously, he oversees law enforcement, and whether or not a law has been broken, to the extent if they're going to press charges or not. I do believe where he is that he is not going to be pressing charges at this time, but I do believe he is going to take a report of the matter for documentation purposes just to keep track of, hey, I got this student's name, I got this student's name, if there's a pattern of something else happening, that may lend itself to, being something in the future. Hearing again what you were saying about 8th grade, 9th grade, those sort of things. But at this time, I do not believe he thinks that there was actually a law that was broken, and so I was going to handle this simply as a school matter. But I wanted you to know that as well, that I did share that with him.
Okay, I'll talk to my husband about the situation, and then I guess if he wants to handle things on his own, then he will. I don't think that we directly need to go through the school, but I will definitely share that with him.
You do what you think is right, in this circumstance. But I did want you to know that I did go ahead and communicate that to my deputy as well. And, at the same time, even though he's a school resource officer, rights and privileges as a deputy you see on the street.
Okay. Y'all heard that bullshit? Straight bullshit. So let me let you in on something real quick. Yeah, just because you said that I can't do it, or it's not a matter for you guys, or it's not enough offense, it's enough for me. And I'm waiting on the mother to give me a call, or the father of the child to give me a call, and then I'll take things into my own hands, because you don't sit there and tell me what I can and cannot do when it's concerning my child. And secondly, why was he trying to make it seem like it wasn't that big of a deal? Why was he trying to make it seem like, okay, well, Malik was really like, I don't care if Malik walked over to them, stood in their face this close and was like, nah, 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 nah. And they were like, move. That does not give you grounds to put your hands on somebody. You move your body out of the way. You do something else. I don't care how annoying he was being. Which I'm sure he was being annoying. I know my kid. But still doesn't give you the right. And then the fact that the kid threatened him before, I'm going to stab you. The other kids heard and nobody went to go tell the teacher. Yeah. Y'all let me know what y'all would do, because right now, she's about to go cuckoo.
So it's not nice. Yeah.
See you tomorrow.